Hello everyone and welcome to another Two From Home weekend preview. Got the usual suspects, me, Jay and Harry. And Matty is back from the wilderness. Matty, Happy New Year to you and how are you?
Yeah, I'm all good. Happy New Year to you all.
Good. You raring to go? You raring to go, Matty?
Yeah, can't wait.
No, so we're going to start off with the ITV races from Warwick. First one is 118. Jay, I'll give you first stab at Warwick.
Yeah, I'll go for non-available in this race, ridden by Stan Shepherd. He's having a great season so far. He's had 26 winners and he's on track to beat his best ever season, which was 29 winners in the 2016-17 season. This year he's already had a Grade 2 Ballymore trial winner as well as a Welsh national winner. He's absolutely flying. One of them wins come on not available. Horse is trained by his dad. His dad doesn't get massive amounts of winners, but when he does train winners, more often than not, Stan's riding them as well. The last 14 days, his horses have been flying. He's had 6 runners, 1 winning and 3 placed for a small stable like that. That's pretty good going. Got this horse from the Bromhead, and the Bromhead never really tried him as a 2-miler. He paid 26 grand for him, and since he's got him, he put him as a 2-miler. Now, being by Milan, the Bromhead probably was thinking he might have needed a trip or whatever, but since Shepherd's had him, he's had him over 2 mile and he hasn't let him down. He's been quite impressive. He was impressive at Newbury in a decent field, and then I think it was Ludlow his next start. He battled against Gumball and another one of Venetia Williams that day. Now, what's interesting, he met the Venetia Williams horse, giving him weight at Chepstow and beating him 27 lengths, and that's a big turnaround. Obviously, the Venetia Williams horse improved since, but I just find it hard to see the Venetia Williams horse beating him here on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm also in the not available camp. I've never been taken to Sky Pirate. I think we're not available. I like his attitude and his will to win. A £3 rise for Ludlow win looks fair enough. Stan Shepherd, like Jay said, having a great season. He's 27% on chases this season. That's not a bad percentage, right, considering the ammunition they've got. So a big Saturday runner for Matt Shepherd. I'm quite confident I'm not available. So one with you, Jay.
Yeah.
Harry?
Yeah, I can see the angle not available. He was up there in my selections, but for me, I'm going to give a little pick to Fastbuck. Outside of the field at around about 8-1. Previously trained in Ireland, sent over to Paul Nichols. Didn't really do anything that time. Only raced about 2 or 3 times, I think. He now moved to the Skeltons, raced twice. First time, didn't really do anything in a 3-runner field. But then last time at Ascot, 33-1, ran on for a really good third that day. Does need a strong pace to aim at, which I'm hoping there might be on the weekend. But like I say, 7-1, hasn't got massive to find with the rest of the field. And I think it's too big of a price to let go for the Skeltons.
Matty, what are your thoughts on the race?
All in on Venetia's Brave Siaska. Quite impressive over course and distance 2 starts ago. Then followed it up with an even better performance at Ascot. I think it did beat Quick Book that day as well. It's rapidly improving for Venetia's team, who are absolutely flying, and I think it should win.
4 runners, and we've covered 3 of them, so that probably means Sky Pirate wins, does it? So move on to the next.
He was last year's winner, Sky Pirate as well, wasn't he?
Everyone's avoided him.
Yeah, we have.
The next race isn't really. It's another small field, and that's the 150. Harry, I'm not a fan of this race myself. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's an all right race. It'd be a watching race for me. It's all about the favourite for end through 5. Done a little wrong over fences so far. Ran the right races, beat the right horses. 8-15 is no price. If you've got enough money to stick them in multiples, go for it. But for me, it's just going to be a watching race, and hopefully 3 under 5 can add another 1 to his name.
Matty, you with the favourite?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a £5 penalty against the rest of them, but it's head and shoulders above the rest of them as well. I think if he jumps around
So I used to be a big fan of Mossy Fen. Big things were expected of him, but he's had a year out, so he's best watch for me. In condition, when a Grueler last time out of Haydock, I thought he was very good. Well, even though Ashdown Lad folded after the last, and mean condition just like maintained his gallop. That was on the 30th of December, so I wonder if he can repeat those heroics here. Like I said, it was a Grueler, so 5 probably wins. He's not a top class horse, but for me, he's one of them types that can win races like this, just mop up grade grade 2, like a bit like the new one used to over hurdles. Jay, you with the favourite?
Yeah, he is. He's pretty much one of them horses, and he's pretty much in a league of his own. Like he's just going to mop these races up, but then he's never going to be going to win like grade 1s and stuff like that. Well, he's not at Cheltenham anyway. If they go the 3 mile, he won't. But I can see him ended up in the 3 mile 6 race with an amateur on board. It's that type of horse. Probably one for like future staying handicap chasers. To be honest, he has got the bounty Saturday, but I think he'll have to do something spectacularly wrong to not be winning this on Saturday.
Yeah, so pretty much all with the favourite then. We move on now to the 225, which is the Ballymore Leamington Novices Hurdle, another grade 2. It's another crappy looking race. Jay, do you want to first go with this?
Yeah, the one I like in this Party Business. He's 9-4. He was impressive at Ascot when he beat City Chief, a horse of Henderson's, who I think's got a big handicap in him in this spring to come. He's still a bit of a baby, that City Chief, but once he gets his head in the game, he'll win something decent. Party Business after that went on to run in the Challow, and he was making eye-catching headway. I'd probably say he was guaranteed to come second that day. He weren't going to get to the winner. And the headway he was making was quite promising. He come down 2 out. It was a stupid fall, and he's come down. If he's none of the worse for that, I think he can take this experience with him going forward, dropping back into a grade 2. And I think he'll make that experience telling it. People question that Challow, said it wasn't the greatest of races and that, and I actually, the opposite, I thought it was a decent race. I thought the winning very good. Yeah, that's Surrey Quest's favourite. Now, to be honest, I'm not big on him at all. I don't even think he's rated that highly at 7 barrels, considering the prices he's gone off for his 3 runs so far. Nico hasn't even bothered to ride him either, so probably says it all about him. He's one of them also who maybe just found his way here. But Party Business is the one for me in this.
Matty?
I agree with Jay. Surrey Quest form is nothing out of the ordinary. And to be fair, I thought that Party Business win at Ascot was pretty impressive. I know Henderson's horse that was behind that day has come out and finished 2nd or 3rd at Doncaster the other day, but as Jay said, once it learns how to race, it could be a very nice horse, especially up in trip. I just think Party Business probably got the best form on offer, and yeah, I think he should go close.
What are you, Harry?
Yeah, I agree with what you lads been saying, but I think Fever La Villa, around about 6-1, could be a nice each way play here. Obviously, won once in Ireland, sent a trip over to the UK, won there, and with 2nd behind, if I can up on me, it's Lottymouth. And like I said, watching that race, he come there travelling really well. And although pitted out towards the finish, didn't really stay, I just think there's lots to like about this fella. Still unexposed, only his 3rd run over hurdles. And I just think currently 6-1, it's like saying going straight from a maiden into a grade 2, back into a grade 2 today, which I think is less competitive than before. Like I said, Skelton's mop up races here at Warwick, and I think 6-1, you'd be stupid to the 2nd.
Yeah. Well, I haven't got an opinion in this race at all, so it's one I'm going to swear, but I don't know enough about the runners to really get involved myself, so I'll be missing this race. The next race, on the other hand, the 3 o'clock at Warwick, the Classic Chase. I think it's an absolutely brilliant renewal this year. Harry, you seen you smiling there. What are your fancies for the Classic Chase?
Yeah, surprise, surprise, I'm going to go with another Skelton horse. Previously seen with Tizard, so that's 2 ticks in my book. But paddle your own canoe. Like I say, we were chatting about this a few days ago. Entered in at 15-1, now down to 8s. Just really interesting. He was previously seen with Tizard, ran well, seen him on the flat or whatever, did well. Like I said, he's had a comeback run for the Skeletons, finished 3rd. Big price that day. That was easily a good prep for this run. Like I said, the last time he won over fences was at Exeter off a mark of 131. And I think he comes into this off 130. Not a bad weight. And like I said, if he can have if he can just bring that back form into pair, I just think currently at 8-1, like I say, the Skeletons do well at the track. Say he's well in. Fingers crossed he after that prep run a decent race at a nice price.
Okay, Jay, have you got any stats or any pointers for us on this race?
I haven't really looked at the stats and that, to be honest, for this, but there was one that stood out completely for me in it, and that was Carac Rambler, the Felicity Russell. He is favourite, but he's a typical horse he was a point-to-point winner, And when you're seeing him over hurdles, you wouldn't seriously start over hurdles, but when you're seeing him, you just thought he's going to be a 10 times better chaser. And he made a mockery of the novice handicap chase thing. He started running handicap chase off 128, and he actually got beat the first time, dropped down to 127. 2 runs later, he's up to 142 in favourite for a race like this. So it just goes to show, no matter what mark a horse got over hurdles, he can be a stone better over fences, and I think this is him, to be honest. He looks an ideal type for this. He might only be a novice, and he's carrying a lot of weight, but Lucinda Russell knows what it takes to win the race. He won it at 1 for Arthur before he went on to win the National. And this horse last time at Cheltenham, he looked a bit awkward, and I don't really think he liked Cheltenham, to be honest, and he was drifting and he was idling, but honestly, there weren't a moment of that race where I thought he wasn't winning it. I thought he was in control every part of the race, even whilst the jockey was having a job just trying to keep him on the straight and narrow. I think he'll take all the beating here, step up, and Chip's going to suit him as well. Looking forward to seeing him on Saturday.
Matty, have you got a strong opinion on anything?
Yeah, I quite like Eclair Surf.
Right.
I mean, plugged on one place in the Welsh National when the winner won with any amount in hand. But the run I'm interested in most was when it fell at Bangor. Behind Snow Leopardess, who won the race. Black Lion was a remote 6th, 7th, 8th for it in the race. And Eclair Surf was travelling really well till it fell 3 out. And obviously that former Snow Leopardess winning the Beecher, I think it was. At the Beecher or the...
Yeah, Beecher.
The Beecher. And then obviously Black Lion 2 from Haydock.
Yeah.
I just think that Bangor form's really working out really, really well. Even the likes of Canelo were back in the field. Windsor Avenue was second. So it looked a solid race, and I just think Warwick will suit the horse, whereas the Welsh National was a proper slog. And I'm not saying this horse isn't slow, but 3-5 on a flattish track will suit it, and I think 11-1 is a fair each way price.
Do you know that race at Bangor? I think that was the race what Not a Chance won the previous year before he won this last year as well.
Was it?
I think it was, yeah.
Looking at the history of this race, 8-year-old and older seems to be the way to go for the results to go. And I think the last and only 6-year-old to win was Colonel Christie in 1981. So that's kind of like a bit of negative favourite. Jerry Court Rock, I think that's how you say it. Another one of our pronunciation problems, Jay.
Just had to check there, Joe, how old Korak Ramble was, but he's 8 on.
No, he's safe, yeah. Also, favourites and top weights don't really have a good record here. I think there's only been one top weight winner at first glance. You might have to double check that after the call, Jay, but that would be a negative for Corrupt Rambler for me. I mean, I think you backed last year's winner, didn't you? Not a Chance.
Yeah, I did. I had him last year, yeah.
I mean, he's been in no form whatsoever this season. Well, no form in particular since he's won that race. I think he's failed to complete in 3 of the last 4 starts. That's off.
Yeah, pulled up, and then was just about 6th to Haydock last time, wasn't he?
Yeah. The one I like is probably, well, yeah, I think he is the only rogue in the field, and that's Jerry's Back. I think he's about trying for a big run here. He's a hugely frustrating horse. Last time out at Ascot, he was 3rd. He was staying on past tired horses. Behind the horse, I quite like for the Ultima before the weights come out. That's Phoenix Way. I mean, Jerry's Back made a few early mistakes, first, second fence, that position him further back than ideal. I think this trip is well worth another go for him. He did try the 4 mile, the then 4 mile in 2019. He didn't quite get home. That was at Cheltenham. This is at Warwick, different test. He's matured now, and I think he'll thrive here. He acts on the forecast ground. And he's down to his last winning mark. So there's a few positives in there for Jerry's Back. So, yeah, he's a bit of a rogue, but he'll do for me each way.
Rare run away from Ascot for him, isn't it, Joe?
Sorry?
Rare run away from Ascot.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. Like if he cut out the early errors, I think he'll be bang there at the end of the race. So fingers crossed. He's a good price about 14-1.
Yeah.
Now we move on to Harry's favourite race of all time. That's a per temps qualifier, but it's not first glance a typical per temps qualifier. So Matty, as your first time back on New Year, you can go first. It's one of them.
It's not a playing race for me. But if Skelton's want to run Riggs in the race, the actual final, will have to win to get in.
Yeah.
So Riggs is my selection, but I wouldn't be having a play in it.
That's literally the only pointer in the race to what normal potential qualifiers is, isn't it, really? Harry, is another Scotland?
No, it's not a race I'm interested in at all. But I think if you're having a big bet, multiple runners in, Sardburde catches the eye, although off top weight, first time out of a graded race in absolutely yonks. Although he's in abysmal form, he's the best horse in the race. Not on the weight, but 12-1 could run a big race at a nice price.
Yeah, a lot. We just said none of these need to win the race.
No.
I think for me, Sporting John stands out. I think he was good on seasonal return, not so good last time out, but it wasn't a disaster. I'm happy to give him another chance. I mean, he's very unlikely to run in the final, in my opinion. So this is more of like, come here, win it, and then plan the season accordingly ahead. I'm just going to, like we said before the call, Jason, treat this like a normal handicap hurdle rather than a potential qualifier. And I think Sporting John is a standout for me. Jay?
Yeah, which Sporting John, I think they found out he's not going to be a stays ahead of loss now, and they're sort of stuck with him, aren't they? So they threw him in here. I don't know, he could win if he was on form, but it's still a wild full chance. I think they could get him qualified and get another few pounds off between now and then it seems the ideal race for him, doesn't it? Hobbs has had a few placed in the 10th final as well over the years at decent prices. I don't know, it's a hideous race, this. I think, like Matthew said, Riggs is the only one who really needs to be winning it or even going close in it to get in.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't really want to be betting in it, but if I had to pick one, it would probably be Riggs.
Yeah,
Having said that, I don't even think he's that good of a horse.
It's one of them races where if you're still in the play spot approaching this race, you got to panic on, haven't you?
Massively.
Yeah, so we move on to Kempton then.
Go on.
Start off in the 132. Harry, tough race.
Yeah, very tough. It's no boring, but I'm going to side with the favourite here. Champagne Court, currently 11-4. Been running over hurdles a late. Placed in one last time out. I think the last time it won a chase start, I think it was off 131. Drops back into 130 today. If the horse is good enough, he's got the best chance of winning. Like I say, it's not going to be a big shout, but I think 11-4, you get.
Jay?
Yeah, I took a chance on Falco Blitz here. He's been given some help by the handicapper back in a class 3. Nico stayed at Kempton, so he's taking a ride here. This doesn't look the strongest of races. There's a lot of horses who are, apart from the Toby Laws horse, they're struggling for consistency. This one's proved he can carry big weights when he ran at Sandown. I think he's probably going to land one sooner or later, and bad as the race as this is, this could well be it.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Jay. Again, Falco Blitz, he's inconsistent. He tried 3 miles last time out. It didn't really work. His first run, so maybe I can forgive him that. He's run you talked to in May. It was a good handicap, and he was 7th, but he's only beaten 5 lengths. That's not a bad bit of form. And that form, and there's bits and pieces of other form, which suggest in this race, he shouldn't be 6-1. The only negative is he jumps slightly to the left. But if Nico can just cut that out, I think he'll go very close. And 6-1's fair enough price, isn't it, Joe, really?
Mm-hmm. In a race like this, I'd say so, yeah.
Matty, you on Falco Blitz with us, or?
No, I'm on Fangio.
Right, yeah. Richard Hobson.
Yeah. It was second last time out off the same mark of 136. It came from absolutely nowhere, which is not that horse just started running. It looked completely detached. Looked like it could have pulled up at any time and then stayed on to finish second. It was very impressive in the summer at Perth. Right-handed, flat track, bit of a speed track, bit like Kempton. Made all. So I just think if Paul O'Brien bounces out in front, jumps from fence to fence, it'll be hard to catch on a sharp 2-mile track. And I think 11-2 is a fair price.
Fair enough. So now we move on to the 205. I can just feel Jay and Harry waiting to what's going to be said in the next race. I'm going to go first. Well, actually, showed the lads. Philip Hobbs kindly gave us a quote to use on the show. Asked him about Defi Desoy, and he said he's been in very good form at home and is hopefully back to his best. Obviously, I'm not stupid. We have heard that plenty of times before, but like I said, I'm not stupid, but I'm a bit of an old romantic. and I love Defi Soy. So fingers crossed he can get to something like his best. I mean, last time out he got very tired. He was, I think, he was there at Ascot. He got dismounted after the line. That's how tired he was. And it was a bit worrying at first. I thought, oh, is he all right? But I spoke to Tom O'Brien after the race. Yeah, he's fine. So, but he just seems to get unable to get involved at business end of races lately. However, looking at this race, it isn't going to take much winning. They're all roads in a way, aren't they? Really. So, but don't listen to me anyway. I'm a Defi Soy fan, so I'm fingers crossed he can do something and turn back the clock. So now you, Phil, I want you to tell me why he can't win and what he's going to win. Harry, go first.
Yeah, he said they're all roads, but I would say at least 3 of them are. But for me, I'm just going to go with a horse who's in the best form this season. It's Eldorado Island. Saying one first time out in the Holden Gold Cup. Form of that race is all right. Finished third in a Peterborough. Done a little wrong this season. Like I say, 3-1, more than a fair price. You know he's going to be staying on the line. Are they going to go quick? Possibly. If they don't, I don't think it really matters in the ground. And like I say, basing it on what they've done this season coming into this race, Eldorado Island, although carries the penalty, head and shoulders above the rest. And I say, if you're going on one that you can rely on to run a good race, 3-1, absolute great bet of mine.
Matty?
It's another no betting race for me. I think it's an absolutely stinker of a race. You may as well call it a handicap off level weights. It's not even a graded race anymore. But as Harry said, Eldorado Island, Johnny wants in any sort of form. 3-1's a fair price, but I won't be backing anything in the race. And I'll probably go and make my lunch at that time or go and make a cup of coffee because I won't be watching it.
Fair enough. Jay?
I think there's one in this that's got a great chance of winning it. And one of my stronger fancies, actually. Rouge Viv. He loves flat tracks. He's a speedy horse. He's always been a classy jumper. He was second or third in the Arkle once upon a time. Having said that, he's won a handicap as well at Cheltenham, but I never thought he performed to his best of his ability at Cheltenham. He's had a lot of runs at Cheltenham as well. He had his first run for Nichols in the Slayer chase, and he was just horrible keen. He just looked horrible, but I think Nichols had him that little bit longer, got the run into him. He'll have a better horse, and his head will be on it this time round. I think he's got a great chance anyway, but also he's sort of the winner for me by default. Like, Eldorado Island's got a £6 penalty, but he's a pound worse horse than Rouge Viv on ratings anyway. Plus, he's not the most consistent of horses. Defi Soy, Joe, no matter what you and Philip Hobbs think, like he's just a severely depressed horse. Like he hates every minute of being a racehorse. You can just see it in his eyes. He hates life. Yeah, Mr. Fisher as well has got a lot of questions to answer. He's had the heart troubles. He's had a few pulls up, a few falls. He's got the £6 penalty, but I don't know anyone know why Nicole's not riding him. I know Bowen's got a link with the Potters and that, but Nicole's ridden before and he's available, hasn't he?
I think it's this season. I think Bowen's got the association there with Mr. Fisher, so that's that.
But he kept it, yeah.
I think Nick would rather have a cup of coffee than riding this race.
Yeah, Rouge Viv will win this.
We were joking in the week, one of the lads saying Defi could turn up in the Hobbs lorry, but he could be leaving in the Ben Haslam lorry.
Yeah, yeah.
He's probably about 1 to 2 to be doing that job.
I know, yeah. Probably with Finter Sakura on the day before. So move on to the 240, the Lanzarote hurdle. And I know the lads have got some strong selections in this. So, Matty, take it away.
So, I'm not going to be biased and choose my lad.
Right, leave that to Jay.
Well, I listen. We take our chance.
Yeah. Is he in good form?
He's in good form.
Do we forgive his last run? Is it just?
No, I don't think we should forgive his last run. I think if you look at, he was given the winner 2.5 stone. He was given Broomfield Berg £7.
Matter one since.
He was beaten 8.5 lengths by the winner. He's down when he wasn't going to finish third. So he probably would have been beaten 5 lengths, and he's give everything at least £7 in the race. Listen, he's in good form. We'll go there, fingers crossed. But my selection's Green Book. I think this is fantastic placing by Venetia. Form's pretty strong. Backed up very quickly at Ludlow. Got a high mark of 130 on what it's done, but Nev Fox taking £10 off is massive, and I just think it's great placing, great jockey booking. I think 7-1 is a fair each way price.
I think it's a positive jockey booking, considering the stat Jay's going to tell us in a minute about the conditionals. So, Jay, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so me, like being a top idiot, I tipped up into the Mar anti-post 14-1 or 16-1, 4 places, and there he is after deck, still 14-1. You can get 7 places, so what an idiot I am. Yeah, this race since 2014, it's only been Barry Geraghty and Nicola Boyne below the professional jockeys who've won this. Every other year it's gone to a conditional. Obviously, Quinta de Mar's got Luca Morgan riding, happy enough with that. He's basically a pound above the last winning mark where he won by 31 lengths by Fontwell, which like
lower.
A pound lower, sorry, yeah, you're right, he has. Which that for me is madness with just 1 run later. Like say that run at Cheltenham weren't that bad at all. He was given plenty of weight to Broomfield Berg, and Broomfield Berg's the 8-1 favourite for the Betfair hurdle, isn't he? Is the Betfair hurdle one of the handicaps at Cheltenham? He's won since. Yeah, he's won since at Kempton. I think he's a decent horse. He just doesn't always look like he wants to win, but he's a very good horse. Matty worked into the the other day, didn't you, Matty? So if he doesn't win, it's all your fault. I like Green Book myself, though. I was at Haydock when he won. He beat Chitty Balfour. Ned Fox gave him a brilliant ride that day for a young lad who's so inexperienced. The ride he gave him that day was unbelievable. Like tactically, how calm he was on it, and he picked the race up at the right time. He's won since that Green Book with an amateur on in an amateur jockey's race or something or other. He's off 130. Ned Fox takes the 10 off, so he's got a featherweight on his back here. I think he's going to become very close. He's even got the back class on the flat as well. He's a decent flat horse. It's a good race, to be honest, but there'll be me 2 picks, Quinta and Green Book.
Right. Harry, what about you?
Yeah, it's a complete head scratcher, but I've come up with 33-1 pick, which fingers crossed at 7 places, Chevron well. Forster's Ireland. Mickey Hammond on board. Get 10-5. Get £7 off. And I think Chase is, I say, 3 wins in a row. Coming into this, absolute featherweight. Stat that our man just gave, boost it up. And I just think 33-1, 7-8 places, depending on where you chop. I think hopefully bang there to finish.
Yeah, I had 2 selections in it, but obviously I haven't chosen Quito de Mar, but just because Matty was on, I didn't want to steal his thunder and stuff like that. So I've gone my own route. Highway 102 is performing credit in the pair of Ascot handicaps this season for winning at Taunton. 132 is not beyond him. He won the Dovecote in 2020, beating West Court, Kid Commando and Buzz. And that's not bad form considering what they've gone on to achieve. That was his only course appearance. If he gets loose on the front end, it could take a very good one to get past him. And Chris Gordon's in great form lately. I know he runs another 2 in the race, and you couldn't really discount any of them, but I think Highway 102 is his best chance, and he's dangerous if they give him too much rope. The other one is worth a second look, and I never do this, and it's a scouting horse, and that is Chittabello. Former county hurdle winner. He's 5th at Newbury after a year off. He was then 4th at Hereford 2 weeks later. I'm thinking, when have we seen him at tracks like Hereford? No disrespect to them, but that run screams prep to me. Tristan Doyle ready for the first time in preparation for this race, in my opinion. The form at Kempton is not too bad. He's 3rd and 5th in a Christmas hurdle and 3rd in a Kingwell. He needs a strong pace to aim at, which he's going to get with my first selection. So there's my 2 angles, one from the front, one from the back. And I think they're both great each way plays, in my opinion. And also Chittabello has the conditional. So that's another positive in my book, as Jay said earlier. So one of us got to have the winner of that race, surely. We move on to the last now, which is the 3:15. Harry, do you want first out of this one?
Yeah, I'm going to be nice, short and sweet here. Got no fancy at all. I was forced to have a bet. The 12 fell off a mark of 130. 9-1 for Gary Moore. He retains any ability, which I doubt it in my eyes, but 9-1, hopefully, could be a good bet.
I think me and Jay might have the same selection here, so I've got a feeling. So we'll let Matty go first.
So this is my best each way bet of the day. Double shuffle.
Double shuffle, eh?
£1 higher last year. Absolutely adores Kempton. Saves all his best runs for Kempton. Although pulled up last time, a Badger Ales on bottomless ground round when Cantor was never going to suit it. And I just think double shuffle each way bet 8, 9 to 1, fantastic price.
Okay, mate. Jay?
Yeah, wishing and hoping job.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, he was impressive at Aintree, wasn't he, when he ran away with that veterans race?
Yeah.
And then he went back to Aintree to run the many clouds, and he was completely out of his depth. I think you put him up actually that day, Matthew, 100 to 1.
Yeah, I did. I was going to put him up again.
Did you see what price he ended up going off at that day?
No, I can't remember.
12 to 1 he went off at.
Yeah.
Crazy,
The way I see this, Jay, round Kempton, if he can get loose, which he will, I'm not going through the field, and there's no one to hassle him for the lead.
Yeah.
So with the way he jumps around, if he can jump the same as he did not last amount of time before that, around Kempton, I think he'd be hard to peg back.
That's it. He was just out of his depth in terms of class in that grade 1 at the age of now. But I think a little race like this, you'll easily be able to dictate and jump these into the ground. And when he's left out alone in front, you'll just jump and jump away. And I think he'll be hard to peg back. That Mel Rowley's done really well since he started training as well. So, yeah, I think. Well, is he still 10 to 1 job?
No, 13 to 2.
He's still 13 to 2. I still think it's a good each way bet on him. Don't think he'll be up to 3.
No, like Kitty's Light's a good horse. It's not the season I expected from him. Like I thought he'd be running nationals, classic chases, stuff like that. But I think Kempton's a bit too sharp for him. As the rest, Caribbean Boy, he's never justified that rating at all, has he? Yet. So, like you say, I'm with Jay, wishing hoping he can jump these submission. Right, so I'm going to ask for your strongest selection each way or win. Matty, was yours the double shuffle?
Double shuffle each way, yeah.
Harry?
Eldorado, Adam.
Yeah. Jay?
I'll go against Harry. I'll go Rouge Viv.
Okay. I'm going to go wishing and hoping. Cheers, lads, and we'll be back next week for Ascot. And I think, is it Haydock, Jay, up your way?
Hey, Doc's on next week. Yeah, I've got the champion aired on the Supreme trial there next week.
And give a chance, 1 to 10. I'm going to ask each of you how likely we are to get Shishkami and Ergami next week. Harry?
7.
Matty?
5.
Jay?
3. That's being generous.
Optimist.
Well, fingers crossed, lads. Anyway, have a good weekend and thanks for watching all.
Cheers,
See you
lads.
later.